ready. I'm prepared.
I totally came unprepared on this one.
Can you hear me now?
My name is Jamie Cameron. I'm 18 years old and I've been homeschooled for about 12 years.
I'm Ben Slough. I'm 18 years old, and I've been homeschooled my entire life.
Hi, I'm Morgan Wiggins. I'm 18 years old, and I've been homeschooled as long as I can remember.
My name, John Daniel Purring. By the time you are seeing this video, I am 18. I've been homeschooled all my life.
My name is John Gallagher. I'm 18, and I've been homeschooled for 10 and a half years.
My name is Carissa Cayley. I'm 18 years old, and I've been homeschooled since kindergarten.
My name is Jared Haynes. I'm 18 years old, and I've been homeschooled all my life.
My name is Hannah McKim. I'm 18 years old and I've been homeschooled my entire life.
My name's Liam Lieberman. How old am I? 17. I went to kindergarten at a private school for 1 year, and then after that, I was homeschooled.
I have two siblings. I have an older sister and a younger brother, and I'm in the middle.
I have one older brother who's already in college and one younger sister.
I'm the oldest of four. I have me, then my brother Nathaniel, then my sister Karina, and then my little brother Carlton. Well, I have two little brothers. I guess they're both little brothers. They're all little siblings. I'm the oldest.
I have two siblings, two sisters actually, one older and one younger.
I have two younger brothers.
Okay, I have 5 siblings, not including my brother-in-law.
I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers.
I have one older sister, an older brother, and a little brother.
I have one older sister and one younger brother, and I'm obviously right in the middle.
Because my parents thought that homeschooling would be the best option. They're not a big fan of public schools, so they thought this would be the best for me. And I personally like it, so we went with homeschooling.
Because I'm socially awkward. Because my mom decided she wanted me homeschooled.
I'm homeschooled because when my mom was going to enroll my sister in kindergarten at the local school, she went through the halls and there was all these violent pictures of people getting killed and decapitated, so she got kind of freaked out by that. So she took her out and homeschooled her, and then I just followed that.
I am homeschooled by accident. My mom just started homeschooling my brother because he already knew what he would have learned in kindergarten and then just kept going.
Why am I homeschooled? I know why I'm homeschooled, but I just...
My parents decided that it was the best way to raise me, that the public schools weren't doing a good job at the time, and homeschooling was just a better way to just raise me as a good kid.
I'm homeschooled because kindergarten was holding me back. They said by the 3rd grade, everyone else will catch up to her. And my parents weren't having any of that, so they pulled me.
It's because my oldest sister had a pretty bad experience in public school. She was like in the 3rd grade and she still couldn't read. So my mom basically said, that's it. Now we're homeschooling.
I don't know. Okay, seriously, next question, I don't know. Well,
Homeschooling is the term the government gives us to label us, and we're supposed to do everything at home. Except we don't do everything at home. There's a million different ways to homeschool or to educate your children.
one of the misconceptions about homeschooling is that you don't have any friends at all because you stay at home all day, which is not true at all. With homeschooling, you have the opportunity to go out in a lot of different places, and you just meet a lot of people, and those people become your friends.
Probably that we have no friends, that we have no social life, and that we never get the summer off. Both are complete misconceptions. They're both lies. I have friends. Check my Facebook. I have friends. And I do get the summer off. Not all of it, but most of it.
That we do school at home, that we just sit at home all day by ourselves. But a lot of homeschoolers go to co-op, so.
That we're not very smart, that homeschoolers are kind of dumb and slow.
We really don't get out of the house much. It's the first time I've been out of the house in 5 years.
That we're really sheltered and don't know anything about the real world and will die once we get into college.
Homeschoolers are lazy, they don't have any friends, and they just sit around and they stay in their pajamas all day. I don't do personally, but I don't know, maybe some people do.
Do you stay in your pajamas all day?
Yes.
Yeah, on a good day.
Well, I certainly don't wear jeans to do my schoolwork. I kind of stay in pajamas.
It's just comfortable and convenient, and I can just get right to work. Okay, next question.
My favorite part of homeschooling is probably mostly the fact that we get to go to co-ops. Like, we don't go to public school, but we get to socialize in a social setting a couple days a week. And I like that we're home all day because I don't like being out of the house all day. So being home all day is awesome.
I think growing up with being homeschooled, I learned my parents' beliefs and kind of had that more specialized and focused teaching, and that helped me to become a stronger person and to follow what I believe instead of following the crowd.
Looking at public school kids go home on the bus hours after you finished, I remember as a kid I was like playing outside having fun, and I saw these poor public schoolers go by and they were just getting home from school.
Getting to meet like all different kinds of people, like of all ages and wherever you go, and we can turn anything into a field trip.
My favorite part of homeschooling is that I can have my own schedule. I can kind of do whatever I want. I can work in the morning, I can work out after that, I can do school in the evening. I can just rearrange my schedule to whatever fits best.
My favorite part of homeschooling is probably that I know that what my parents are teaching me and the curriculums that they're giving me are the things that I'll need to build the foundation that will help me as I go out into the world.
The freedom. Like, going skiing on Tuesdays is awesome.
Nope, not once. Not once.
I've never really regretted being homeschooled, but there were some times when I wish I would have went to like a public school for that experience.
Not really, because I went to public school, so I was never curious how it was because I went there, so it wasn't like, oh, I wish I could have tried that because I did, so.
I think it's something that when I go into the public schools, sometimes I see their friend groups and just kind of how the system is there, and I wish I had had a chance to experience that. But it's the kind of thing that if I'd been able to experience it, I wouldn't want it. And so I'm very thankful to have been homeschooled.
I'm a really social person. I like people, and sometimes with homeschooling, when I'm just sitting at home doing school, I get kind of bored by myself, and yeah, I like people.
I guess like possibly like doing like athletics, like sports. I've always wished I could have played with like a high school team or something like that. But overall, not really. I really am glad that my parents decided to homeschool me, seeing how the public schools are run.
Only during college application processes.
I've never really regretted homeschooling in a whole. Like when I was younger, when I wanted to do sports, the school system that we had to work with wouldn't let us. Little things here and there, but I've never really regretted homeschooling.
I don't know, like my entire homeschooling experience is one long, humorous, thrilling tale.
Probably that was my first day of co-op. I was in the 4th grade, but I didn't know that. According to Sunday school, I was still in the 3rd grade. So, first day of co-op, I went to all the 3rd grade classes. Man, those classes were easy. But next week, after Move Up Sunday, I went to all the 4th grade classes, and everybody was like, dude, aren't you in the 3rd grade? I was like, no. 4th grade, honest. Yep.
I have 7 other siblings, so I should have one, but I don't have one.
I don't really have any good stories, but a couple of the colleges I visited, when I've told the kids that I'm homeschooled, they kind of look at me and say, no offense, but you're really social.
One time when I was skiing early in the morning, I was going up with a guy and I was telling him about how awesome it was to be homeschooled and how I would never want to go to public school and homeschooling is great. And then I learned that he was a teacher. So that was very interesting.
So last year mock trials, we had advanced through the first round, and we were all extremely excited about it. And so for the first like half hour of our next meeting, we just drew pictures of turtles and just drew random yay turtles and like why there were turtles, and the property just plastered them all over our teacher's wall, and we were just doing all kinds of goofy things like that. It was great.
So in our old house, next to the living room, we had this little section we called the Lego section, and it was just this piece of living room that we would put all of our Legos for birthdays, Hanukkah, Christmas, any sort of presents we got were always Legos. Me and my siblings, or my siblings and I. My mom would correct my grandma. My siblings and I. Everybody had their own Legos, and we created our own economy. We used the little shiny pieces and the see-through color pieces as money, and we put denominations on them. When we moved from our old house to the new house that we live in now, it was too much of a hassle to have everybody's individual Legos bundled up into different boxes, so my mom just put all the Legos together in one big pile of social Legos. There was no individual Legos, and so we all lost our value of our economy. The economy was destroyed, and then after that we moved to our new house and we dumped all the Legos out, and we basically took the huge pile and just split it up into 4 ways, and everybody got their fair share, and that's how we were introduced to socialism. And eventually we regained our pieces. Our free market economy sprang back to life after that. But yeah, that's homeschooling for you.
Okay, first of all, I had to Google what a bucket list was.
I don't have a bucket list.
Things I would like to do, or like go bungee jumping off of a bridge and go to visit Europe or Russia.
I'm going to go to Italy, go to Rome. I'm going to complete my life purpose. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to finish that. And I'm going to do something bizarre that nobody else does. I can't think of what it will be, but...
The biggest thing is that I definitely want to, before I expire, according to Google, before I expire, I want to make sure that I really am a faithful servant to Christ, and that I really do follow him to the best of my ability.
Take a vacation to like a really remote location, like some sort of beach, island, somewhere.
One thing is that I would like to live in other countries for a period of time, not just to visit, but to kind of learn what other people are like around the world. And attached with that, I would like to work in an orphanage in another country like Romania for a number of years. And then I would like one day to own a pig.
A what?
A pig.
Get a McPherson acoustic guitar, meet Mumford & Sons, and something else.
My bucket list, I'd have to say I'd like to travel, like possibly like take an RV and like travel across the U.S. and like visiting all the different, not just all the different cities and sites and like all the different little towns with Liam and make a documentary. Hey!
Number 1 is to go skydiving, but my dad says I can't go skydiving if I'm still living under his roof, so I gotta solve that problem and then I'll go skydiving. Secondly, I want to travel around the world, which I'm already doing.
I want to have a whole family of gingers, and then we're going to adopt 5 kids from the Dominican Republic, and we're going to make our own baseball team and our own basketball team, and we're going to be all stars.
I don't know. Obviously get married at some point.
I've seen definitely, this year especially, I've seen God pulling me aside and telling me that I'm really struggling with school, but I've seen him helping me in all the times I fail and all the times I struggle. He's always there at my side, and he's just always there picking me up when I fall, and he's there to comfort me. So he's really been helping me a lot this year.
It's just that it's so broad. It's like, I think over the past couple of years, I've seen different experiences that have been pulled into my life, starting with the mock trials. That was something that wasn't supposed to happen. I kind of got dragged into that, and I really learned through that, things like that. And then just people I've met over this past year. Met a really neat family on a trip with my youth group, and just kind of people I've just met as I visited colleges, which isn't something you really expect to happen.
Through the years, I've never really been able to succeed greatly at things I try, like with horseback riding and track. I've never been the best athlete or always won the competitions, but through it all, I feel like God has prepared me for something bigger. He lets me fail, and he lets me not win, and to show me that I'm strong enough to try something else, because after every failure you have to get back up again. And he's really taught me just to keep getting back up, keep trying again, keep going. And yeah, that's been my life lesson through high school that God's taught me.
I think one of the biggest things is that I know that God gives me what I need when I need it, not when I think I need it. That's probably one of the biggest things.
I've seen it everywhere in like little things, big things, like just everywhere.
Getting through high school, mostly, really kind of getting me off my butt and helping me really start working.
They're all like a bunch of little things. Like he's placed me with a bunch of godly friends, and he's really been with me like through the past couple of years, like through high school. Like it's been like going through like hard times. He's always been there, and like whenever I'm like straying from him, he always like kind of like gently pushes me back into just his arms, and like he's always been there like working in me and like just like helping me get through high school and stuff like that. So yeah.
Pretty much just every day, just with my own eyes, just because he's working everywhere, so there's not really anywhere he isn't.
Does this island have cell reception?
I'd have to say a genie lamp, possibly another genie lamp, and another genie lamp. 9 wishes. What can go wrong?
A private jet, my laptop, and a Wi-Fi hotspot.
I would probably have a pet alpaca and about 5 guys to help me and a boat. Load it with food.
That's cheating.
That's not cheating. It's an item.
My guitar, my Bible, and a phone so I could call someone to get me off the island.
I would have a yacht fully stocked with crew so that I could get off the island. And then I would have MacGyver and duct tape. Do I need anything else?
I would pick a nuclear submarine, a time machine, and big buckets of gold so I could go anywhere, anytime, and do whatever I wanted.
First of all, I probably want to make sure that I have access to Google, because apparently I can't survive without Google. I don't know where I'd be. How to survive on a stranded island.
Like, what am I supposed to say? I want a pocket knife. I want a fire starter. Clean water. I don't know. Everybody wants to get off the island.
I think my dad or my grandpa, they really inspire me to become successful.
The more I find out about my parents, the more I respect them over the years. When I, just as I see how other parents treat their kids, and then I see how my parents treat me, just if I could be a parent exactly like them, I would take that any day of the week. I'm continually amazed at just how well they have raised us.
This guy right here would be one of my greatest inspirations. His name is Adam Shepard, and he wrote this book, Scratch Beginnings, and it's just about him. It says, me, $25, and the search for the American dream. He basically started from homelessness and worked himself up to, his goal of being financially independent. It was really inspiring, and it just makes me feel that I can do anything I want to.
Probably my family, like my siblings and my parents have probably influenced me the most.
First and foremost, Christ and his example. As an individual inspiration would probably be Benjamin Carson, a neurosurgeon at a hospital in Baltimore. This guy, his entire life when he was little, he was called stupid. In fact, at one point he even thought that he was stupid. But now, this guy's amazing. I still think he should run for president. I'd vote for him. By the time you're watching this video, I can vote for him. And I will vote for him if he ever runs.
Simply God. That's it. God is my greatest inspiration.
Someone like Thomas Edison, who never gave up trying to invent, and even though things got hard and he never really made any progress, he kept pursuing and persevering to get to that final goal. Feel like what? Anyways, Thomas Edison. Period.
Literature is actually my favorite subject. Even though it's academic, that's my favorite main subject.
I think something I really enjoy is volunteering, which seems like a perfect answer, but I really enjoy, working at the food pantry and just helping people out. And going along with that, I'd say my favorite school subject is psychology. I just enjoy learning about people and how to help them with what I've learned.
My favorite thing to do is to live because it's pretty awesome. I wouldn't know what the alternative to that is, but I enjoy living. It's pretty fun.
Okay, first of all, I thought it was academic, so I would have said history, but my favorite thing to do would probably be to paint and draw. There's a picture of my mom. I found a picture of her in when she was graduating high school. So I drew a picture of her.
I love exercising, so if that kind of counts as a school subject, that is my favorite.
Favorite subject or thing to do? I guess like play sports or play my guitar.
My favorite subject would be film, videography, whatever you want to call it, making movies. I like making movies.
My most favorite thing to do is take old objects and like recycle them into like an art piece or something. Like I have a tree I hang old glass bottles off of.
Robotics. Yeah, robotics. I've been doing robotics since I was 10. I want to get into mechanical engineering. It's really fun.
Okay, this may shock you, but I do have a favorite book. I really like the Invisible Man. Really, I like that one. Also, right now I'm reading 1984 by George Orwell, and I actually kind of like it. I like futuristic books that, even if they're written a long time ago, just writing about things that could never happen, or that could possibly, just like, I don't know.
My favorite book, besides the Bible, good Christian answer right there, would have to be, actually it's not one book technically, but it's 3 books. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. I've kind of grown up with them, and I'll probably be reading them every single year, like the good little homeschooler that I am.
My favorite book is The Hobbit. I finally read it, and it's awesome.
My favorite book is everything every complete tale and poetry and everything of Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne.
Right now, I'm reading Game of Thrones series, so that's really good.
It's not fair to ask me to pick one favorite book, so I've picked one favorite copy, which is right here. It's a compilation of poems from Matthew Arnold. There's no copyright page, but there's an inscription from 1922, which makes it about 90 years old.
Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton.
My favorite book probably have to be 3 by Ted Dekker. It's a really good book about the inner battles between a man, like the good and evil inside himself, and how he's combating it and how other people are helping him through it. So, yeah.
I have a lot of favorite books. Actually, I have like 2 whole shelves full of favorite books in my room. But this book here is pretty good.
I want to become successful in life, and a good education is really a huge part of what gets you there.
What motivates me to learn? My mother, first off.
Just the fact that I'll know something more than I did.
2 things. The first is simply that I just enjoy learning, and the second is that what I learned, especially with psychology, helps me to help other people, and that gives it meaning and purpose instead of just being something to do.
What motivates me is eventually I want to have a job that I enjoy and be doing things with my life that I enjoy. And right now I want to learn so that I can set myself up for doing that kind of stuff later on.
What motivates me to learn is, I guess an analogy would be a lens. I'm building a lens for my life, and everything that I learn adds to that lens and makes it better, so I can see the world through that lens better and more informed of what it's really supposed to be like.
I guess more curiosity, because I want to, if I want to figure something out or if I want to know about something, I go and I research it.
Pretty much the fear of getting bad grades, and because I want to learn truth.
Mostly the desire to be able to follow God to the best of my abilities, and I know I won't be able to do that without a good education.
If I had $10 million, I would first of all not pay income tax. Second of all, I would give 20% away at my discretion, and I would have $8 million left. And so I would put away half of it in stores of wealth, and then with what I had left over, I would set my parents up and help my siblings out, and then go buy myself a really nice $50,000 camera setup, and then a nice car and a house, and then put the rest away to spend at a future date.
Skimp and save and retire.
Buy Montana.
I'd get rid of it as fast as I could. I don't know what I'd do with $10 million. Dude, the taxes on $10 million are killer. I'd hide it. I wouldn't tell anybody about it. I don't have $10 million.
You want to ask yourself two questions. The first would be, what would Jesus do with the money? And the second would be, what would our EHS personal finance teacher, Mr. Hoyt, do with the money?
I think first I would do the practical things, pay for my college education, pay for my siblings' college education, and then kind of cover that, pay off my parents' house, do all that practical stuff, buy myself a pickup truck, and then I would, a couple of things, a scholarship fund I've discovered is needed as I've started looking for money for colleges, so that, and then the obligatory charity donations, but I would want to do something to kind of get to know the people before I would just donate money.
Oh boy. I would feed the poor, and I would buy myself a McPherson guitar.
I would probably invest it in something.
I would hire a tax attorney, and I would probably lose $7 million of it to taxes, even with my attorney. And then I would spend the rest on other people. I would like send someone through college, buy someone a house. Then I would get a cheeseburger and a large fries, supersize it. I'm gonna go real expensive there, and then just give the rest away.
Go to a good engineering school. And internships, job. Get me on my road to success.
I visited LaTourneau University in early February, and that's where I'm planning to attend. That's where my brother goes. It's in Longview, Texas, and I plan to have a double major in psychology and nursing.
In November, I enlisted in the Army National Guard. So this summer, after I graduate high school, I will be going to basic training in July, and I will be back in November, and then I want to become a certified personal trainer and start working right away.
After high school, I'm going to go down to Hawaii, and I'm going to go down to a mission school down there for 6 months. I'm going to do a DTS, in which they're going to do like a discipleship training school, in which they'll teach me like how to share the gospel with people, and then we're going to go on a missions trip to some unknown location, and then possibly go off to college after that.
I am probably going to go to Eastern University.
After I graduate high school, I'm planning on just working at my job and then just taking whatever opportunities show up.
After I graduate high school, I'm planning on continuing my career in film and videography. I have some jobs coming up. I've done a bunch of jobs already. I'm working on my first short narrative film right now. It's a pretty big project for me, and I'm trying to film this summer.
At first, I did think it was art, but after a couple attempts there, it didn't really work out. So right now, I'm seriously considering going into law, maybe even politics.
After I graduate, my plans are to hopefully be the next Chris Tomlin.
Job hunting.
In the middle of a forest with a knife and a blanket and no memory of how I got there.
5 years older. If I do pursue law, hopefully in law school, in 5 years, I hope to see myself 5 times the Christian that I am now.
In Chester County, and I'll be like 23.
Hopefully graduated with my bachelor's. Ideally, I would be in Romania or another country like that, working in an orphanage. If not, hopefully in the United States with a stable job, working on paying off that college debt.
Married with a job and kids, and probably totally engrossed in musical activities, up on stage, just totally playing music all the time.
Possibly graduating, just graduating college, possibly with a degree in communications. Hopefully with a stable job. Yeah.
In 5 years, I see myself financially independent from my parents. I see myself having steady stream of work coming for videography, and I also see myself branching out into other areas of making a living. Like, I want to be a truck driver, want to wait tables, want to work for UPS. I like to be in a traveling circus. Trains are cool, stuff like that.
In 5 years, I see myself with definitely a promotion in the Army. I would love to be married. I don't know if I'll have a kid at that point, but no, I'd like to be married and working at a gym as a personal trainer and have a happy little all-American life. That's my dream.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay, we're done. Let's go home. Actually, we're going bowling now. Let's go bowling.